what's your thoughts on Kevin Stefanski? Like, do you like him as a coach? Now he's been with the Browns, 2020. So this is his fourth year, 2020, 21, 22, 23, and now this year. So he's entering his fifth year. He's taken the Browns to the playoffs twice. He's been the coach of the year in the NFL twice. He's had two slightly down years, and this year is like the dumpster fire year. But that's the NFL. It's the nature of the beast. It's tough. So your thoughts on Kevin Stefanski as a whole?
So I'll give you 2 pros and 2 cons.
Okay.
And I think that he's a neutral for me. And if they got rid of him, I'd be okay. And if they kept him, I'd be okay.
Okay.
I think he's very stable and consistent. I think he's just, what he's going to say, what he's going to do. The con is that he doesn't allow other position coaches do their job, where he kind of like overrules sort of like the distribution of decision making.
Okay.
Him being the offensive play caller, I think had a big disservice.
Interesting.
Number 2, I want my head coach to be freaking emotional.
Yeah.
And really take accountability instead of always this, we'll watch the tape and it's all my fault and whatever. I want call outs. I want, you paid a lot of money to put numbers up on the board.
Okay.
And if you can't call somebody out for being a DB, like douchebag, not defense back, but if you can't call somebody out and really put pressure on someone to like play the best game, that is the worst waste on these high achievers.
I like that.
And on the other side, like was that a con? Like I think I put the con in the pro thing.
Sometimes one of your negatives can lead to a positive or vice versa.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
I do think
it's like a job interview.
All right, so I'll push that over the con. And the pro is I think the guy is really smart as a coach. And I think that he does have the capabilities. If we trust his rest of his staff and, use their input and allow them to do their job, he can be a much better coach.
Okay. All right. So I would say my chair keeps sliding down on me. I'm going to fix that. But I would say actually his strength is calling plays. So this to me, I'm worried about Kevin Stefanski making it through the year now. I'm thinking a guy that has been your coach for 4 years and 50% of the time he's been named the best coach in the NFL. I'm worried that he's not making it through the season. I'm worried he's a little bit of a scapegoat. I'm worried he is unfortunately going to lose his job and another team's going to snatch him up. But it's like, I don't know. There's a guy in the building that is also a former coach of the year that is not on the active coaching staff. He's an analyst that you could plug probably right in there, Mike Vrabel. And I kind of like raised my eyebrow when they brought him in the offseason, because I'm like, that's a guy that like 3 or 4 teams I think probably wanted as a head coach. He's from the Cleveland area. He went to Ohio State. He was a great player in the NFL. I'm kind of wondering if Mike Vrabel might be the next head coach of the Cleveland Browns.
Do you think that was known before that, where they were transitioning him into that?
I don't think so, but I think the way the season has unfolded, that Stefanski might, like I said, be the scapegoat, but maybe they think they have a replacement and maybe a better one. Like you said, a guy that will like get in guys' faces, a defensive minded guy. Maybe you bring in an offensive minded.
All right. So you take Stefanski and Bill Belichick, and you're a player that missed your assignment.
Yeah.
Are you more afraid of a Belichick or are you more afraid of a Stefanski?
Probably Belichick. Yeah.
And I don't think he would even tear your soul out.
No.
But his quiet calmness is intimidating as shit.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not afraid of Stefanski because I think he's going to be like, "Oh, we'll figure it out. It's kind of my fault."
And that's what we see, on the sideline.
That's true. That's true. We don't know the whole set.
I don't know what he does
in the locker room. He could be ripping souls out.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. But I think you're right. But I think there is something to being like even keeled too. Like, not getting too high, not getting too low. But they're also, it's nice to see some fire once in a while. So yeah, I don't know. It's going to be very interesting for the Cleveland Browns this year. Like what happens. Their bye week is week 10. So what are they? 1-6 now. They play this week. So we're talking week 8. So is Kevin Stefanski going to make it through the month of November? I don't know. I hope, but I don't know. It's very interesting.
What are the odds? Like you put $10 on it. What do you think?
I think right now it's it's probably like plus 250.
I'm gonna look it up.
I don't.
While you're doing this,
I don't know if that's a
I'm not gonna-
bettable thing, but I'm sure
Oh,
it is.
it's bettable.
Like the next head
Everything
coach
is
to be fired,
bettable.
because has there been a head coach fired this year? I believe there has been one. Yeah, the Jets head coach got fired. So the next head coach to be fired could be the Jacksonville coach. It could be Doug Peterson. Oh no, yeah, it could be Doug Peterson in Jacksonville. It could be Stefanski. So we'll see. But Stefanski's making almost what, $7 million a year.
All right,
So-
on the list, it looks like Matt is number 1. Stefanski is number 2 for the most likely to get fired.
Okay, all right,
And
interesting.
then you have Dennis Allen, and then Sean
Dennis
Payton.
Allen's bad. Yeah.
So yeah,
Sean
he's
Payton. No, Sean Payton's having a hell of a year in Denver. FLA. But
FLA.
so we'll see. But I don't know.
But yeah, as you can see, this is how they're trending over time, and it's Zach Taylor, Doug Pearson, Sean Payton,
and Zach Taylor. I mean, they're bouncing back right now since he's looking decent.